Is there more to midlife than just getting through it? Absolutely. Welcome. I'm your host, Debbie Cunningham, jazz artist turned midlife mentor, and I'm here to say to you loud and clear, it's time for your Midlife Crescendo. Hey friends! As this episode drops today, I am returning from a quick trip to Charleston, South Carolina with my sweetheart Derek. We visited a dear friend and got a few days of relaxing in. This next month is very busy for us, so we are learning to make the most of our free time together in these midlife years. What is coming up on your horizon before summer arrives? Are you planning a vacation or an event? Hoping or dreaming of the next chapter? If you are dreaming about starting a new business, writing a book, reinventing yourself, or just launching some changes in this next chapter of midlife, this is your last chance this quarter to enroll in my launch course that starts April 9th. You can find more info at debbiecunningham.net/launch course. I encourage you to stop putting yourself last and just start, friend. Okay, today's guest is Shari Braendel. She has been in the fashion industry for many, many years. Throughout those years, Shari saw firsthand that women didn't recognize the beauty God gave them or lacked the knowledge of how to dress themselves with confidence. Now in midlife, we talk about why it's important to stay current in style, as well as how to dress our midlife bodies and still feel confident no matter our shape or size, and how to reach in your closet and not think you have nothing to wear. So here's my conversation with Shari. Well, hey everybody. Here today on Midlife Crescendo, we have Shari Braendel, the founder of Style by Color. She inspires women to new levels of confidence through her online digital products, style programs, and her YouTube channel. She's the author of Help Me Jesus, I Have Nothing to Wear. She is the creator of the Color Code System and the Closet Outfit Planner. Shari has been featured on ABC News, Focus on the Family, More to Life Christian Television Network, and has spoken to over 500 churches and women's conferences in the U.S. and internationally. Drawing from her many years in the color analysis industry, Shari aspires to impact women and challenge their beliefs about themselves. She has certified over 300 women through her Color Code Academy and Christian Image Consultant Academy, offering comprehensive training aimed at equipping women with the skills and knowledge needed to become color and style specialists. She is also the founder of the Women Matter Initiative, providing color confidence workshops to nonprofits that serve women coming out of distress and abuse. Shari is the wife to Dave, mom to 4 adult married children, and she resides in Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome, Shari.
Thank you, Debbie. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, we are so happy to have you today. And I have followed you for a really long time, and I love what you're doing with style, especially for midlife women. But the first thing I always ask my guests is, tell us something about yourself that's not on your bio.
Oh, I like this question. Okay, the first thing that comes to mind is that I love cats. And I know that's like controversial because some people are like, oh my goodness, she likes it. I just love them. I love them. But the second thing that comes to mind is I'm a terrible cook.
Oh,
just awful.
Does your husband cook for you?
Thank goodness, yes.
Well, God really provided there now, didn't he?
He did.
Well, that's so funny. Well, it's so funny because for a long time, the stereotype was the women did the cooking, but I know so many women who their husbands cook. They never cook.
That's our house.
That's so funny.
Yes.
Well, I know you have a degree in fashion merchandising, but I was wondering what drew you to the fashion industry initially to pursue that?
Well, I had a mom who loved clothes. My dad loved clothes too. I mean, they would always get dressed up to go out on Saturday they clothes were important in our house. I remember on weekends we would go to Cleveland. I grew up in Ohio. We would go to Cleveland shopping. I remember some of the clothes I bought then. Like it was just I just loved clothes. And then I found a photo. This which is also not on my bio, but it's an interesting fact. I found a photo a couple years ago when I was digging through some old school albums, and there I was in second grade on in the group class photo on the back row because I'm the tallest one with a matching patterned purse that was exactly matched to my dress with the chain. And I'm thinking like, can you imagine me like walking out of the classroom like, oh, teacher, I have to go to my cubby and get my bag. Great. I have just always loved fashion, but I thought I was going to be an English teacher because
Really?
I loved the way that my English teacher dressed. So it all goes back. Honestly, it was like, oh, maybe if you teach English, you get to dress really well because
There
some
you go.
teachers didn't. So yeah, it was kind of one of those things. And then I was high school flipping through a glamour magazine or teen magazine or something and saw that you could go to college for fashion. And it was just, and that was, yeah. And so that's what I did. Moved to Miami, Florida from small town Ohio and got a degree and stayed there for 15 years. So yes, that's how it happened.
I love that. I love that. And what girl, I mean, there are a few, but what most girls love fashion and clothes and shopping. And when my daughter was 3, she used to say, go shopping, mommy. That's what she called it, shopping. And I'm like, let's go shopping.
Let's do it.
We still say that. She's 28 now. And I'm like, go shopping.
It sounds
Yeah.
it sounds fancy now,
Yes,
like
it does.
sounds so
Shopping.
fancy.
It was very fun. Well, what was it in your work when you was it in your work in the fashion industry where you noticed that women didn't recognize their God-given beauty and that they were struggling to dress themselves well with confidence?
Yeah, I think when I first started out, it was so just all about the clothes, right? I'm in my
Right,
20s too. And
right.
in 20s, not too many women are struggling. We get to midlife and we're like, oh my goodness, what
What
just
the heck happened?
happened? Right. And and when I started speaking to churches and I had an image consulting firm in Miami and mostly focused on executive women, female attorneys specifically, as they were moving into partner in their firms, and really helped with the whole branding and image, making sure that the way they looked, was something that would get them a promotion and, help with clothes and color analysis and that kind of thing. But it wasn't until I moved to North Carolina, started speaking in churches, was really going in that direction, that I saw that Christian women almost had a different outlook than women in the secular world. And I didn't become a Christian, a believer, have a relationship with Christ until I was in my 20s. And so, like I said, I grew up, it was all about the clothes and all the thing. And it wasn't really, and all of a sudden I saw a difference. Like, how come women outside of the church are more confident than women inside the church? There
Mm,
was just kind of this disconnect that was like, why is this? And I think a lot of it, Debbie, was that Christian women, and what I have come to find, are raised with there's some legalism that goes along with, it's about inner beauty, not outer beauty. Don't, and there's a lot of scriptures that are going to bring that up. But God is so interested in the way that we feel. And he
yes.
talks of, I mean, there's so many beautiful things in the Bible, and there's, and I really I struggled with, okay, how do I talk to Christian women about this? And for a long time, there was almost like this block. But once I could really help them see, okay, let's at least start with color. Let's start there. And then, feel a little better about yourself this way. It's coming out of that legalistic, whatever happened, we don't talk about this. So a lot of Christian women, what I found, didn't understand how to dress themselves. compared to the secular world, right? So there was almost like this disconnect. Like, okay, one was about outer beauty, this is about inner beauty, but can't we be both?
Right.
Right? Can't we attract? It says God looks at, people look at the outer appearance and God looks at the heart. And that's the point.
Right.
People look, they can't see your heart.
Right.
If we're going to be relevant in the world, we have to figure out a way to attract the people who are not already Christians. So anyway, so there's a lot. It goes deep in all.
Yeah.
That's what so that's who I focus on is Christian women.
I love that. And I know exactly what you're talking about. It even struggled with that when I was younger with like, oh, I didn't want to focus on outer beauty or even I'm a jazz singer. And so I sing a lot of mainstream jazz and they would always say, okay, you need to dress the part
Mhm.
that you're portraying in the world. You are a jazz singer and an entertainer. And so you need to wear the gowns and look the part and wear the jewelry that was very flashy, not my style, not what I
Right.
would normally wear. And so it was a real journey for me to even get to that point, to be able to stand in that vocation and not feel like I was being flashy, but I was presenting my best self in my job, including the clothing. So I love that you do that because God, we're fearfully and wonderfully made, the scripture says, and we're to reflect his beauty.
Right.
And look at the world. Look at all he's created in the world, color and texture and it could be black and white, but he didn't choose to do that. So I love that we are reflecting outside what's on the inside. And I know you do that quite well, actually. So, but I want to ask you a little bit about your experience then as you progressed in helping women find the clothing that the colors that look good on them and the clothing that flatters their body type. What typically are the effects that you see that affect their daily life?
When it comes to not knowing or when it comes
No,
to
when they
knowing?
finally know, when they
When they finally
finally
know.
know, what do you see are the results that typically?
I love that question. That's a great question because what I see happen is they're finally freed up to live out their purpose. So many women struggle with low self-esteem and
Yes.
low confidence. And a lot of it has to do with knowing what to put on their bodies. And we don't all look the same. And so when somebody can really understand, oh, this style might look better than this style because maybe I gain weight in my hips and thighs where that person gains in their upper body or this person gains in their belly. There are different styles that work. And once we can hone that down on a person and really understand and have a few guidelines, and they're not rules, we want to have freedom in fashion as well. There's not like we have some guidelines, but I'm not going to say
Right.
you have to wear this color, you have to wear this, blah, 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 right? Because that we don't want to put anybody in bondage over that, right?
Yeah,
When
exactly.
somebody can really feel like, oh, this makes me look good, then a whole new level of confidence appears. And I see women light up. I see women go and try things that they maybe had never tried before. They start a new career. They step out of their comfort zone, join groups at church maybe they hadn't joined before. It's a fascinating thing to watch.
I think they develop a lot more confidence to, like you said, to walk in their purpose when they're not stressed about what they're wearing,
Right,
right?
right.
Yeah,
When you know that what you put on really looks good, it's like, like the butterflies fly.
and what's interesting is it becomes a secondary, it's not really a focus anymore because when you don't feel comfortable in your clothes, it's almost a hyper focus on not on yourself, on not feeling comfortable.
So good, Debbie. That is so good. Yes, it like reverses it. Like
Exactly.
it goes against everything that we are trying not to do.
Right.
Right. And we talk, oh, I don't have any, but then it's like all we can think about. Like, what are we going to wear to that wedding? What are we going to wear to that game? What are we going to wear to the high school reunion? What are we going to wear to to the
Right.
women's Bible study meeting? Because, oh my goodness, others are going to see us. And
And there's peace and freedom in that. And that's what I love with what you do. So for midlife women specifically, and the audience of Midlife Crescendo, these are women who are, we're in our midlife, and frankly, mannequins are not dressed for us. But you have, right? You have a unique solution to dressing women's midlife bodies. And I want you to talk about it. I love this product, ladies. It's called the Closet Outfit Planner. And I want Shari to talk about it because it transformed the way I thought about clothing for myself.
Oh,
Because I began to see, oh, I can, especially when the new styles come out. That's why I like the way you do it. Each season, there's a new set of colors, there's a new focus, there's a new style. Now, most of us can't afford a brand new wardrobe, and you focus a lot about shopping in your closet, but you have a unique take on this. And so I want you to talk about this product, how it works, and how it can benefit women.
I love it. First of all, I just want to say that it's probably the most, you'll probably spend more on a mistake in your wardrobe buying something this season than you would on this product because it's only $39. So it's not like
Exactly.
it's like 100 and some dollars,
No.
right? But what we do is I was sitting, I'll tell you how I even developed it is I was sitting during COVID and I said, Lord, like there are women struggling now, and especially everything got so casual at COVID, nobody was
Yes.
going out of their houses. And I did a survey to our audience and said, what is the thing you're struggling with? And over it was body shape. Like I'm struggling with this weight I'm putting on. But then that was secondary. The first was I just don't know how to put outfits together. And so
Yes.
that's why we're all ending up with these clothes that are massively packed full. And then we go to the store and we buy the same thing that we bought the last time because that's what we're drawn to.
Right.
So anyway, I designed this product in 2020, fall of 2020, and it has become such a hit. People love it. And it is we call it the Closet Outfit Planner. It is a digital tool that is made that by your color codes. We make 6 different ones. It's made by the best colors that look good on you and for your style. And it helps you to put the outfits together. So basically, what I do ahead of time, and I do a lot of trend research, I do a lot of looking and seeing what's going to happen in the marketplace. And my research starts a year ahead. I'm already looking at 2025, and so what I do is I choose. We have 9 core pieces, and this is new. We've upgraded. We are always updating, always. This season, for the start of 2024, we do 9 core pieces and 9 trend pieces, things that are happening in the world of,
Okay.
trending. And then we have 3 kind of extra product, like a dress, an athleisure set, and a trench coat this season. And then we have the accessories that you should have. So total, it comes to 27 pieces, but that includes the accessories as well. And what we do is those core pieces are things that those core pieces are probably going to be in your closet for the summer as well. Now, some might change out a minute. Like we might have instead of maybe a blazer that's made of a lightweight, wool blend in the spring, maybe a linen in the summer.
Right.
You're going to have maybe a graphic tee that you would have. It might be your favorite pair of jeans. That's going to end up in the core pieces. And then what we do is we've built it so it's almost like tic-tac-toe. So we have it laid out, and you haven't seen the new one yet, Debbie.
I
Wait till
haven't.
we're going to be so blown away. Tic-tac-toe. So we have 2 sheets. So it's a 20-page PDF. So you'll download it, keep it on your phone,
Yeah.
and you'll see little crisscross everything so everything mixes and matches this way, just like an X. Everything
Yeah.
mixes and matches this way, across, down, sideways, and then the same with the trend pieces. And then below the trends, because one of the things that I have found with women is you don't really know if something is a trend for you. Like
Right.
there are a lot of trends that come out, but what really is good for you? What's going to be really a fad that's going to come and go, or what maybe isn't in? Like, so for those of you who are listening and love skinny jeans, they've honestly been trending out for about 3 or 4 years.
Right.
And so now in other parts of depends on the part of the country, you're like, oh my goodness, you're still finding them in the stores. probably because they know you'll buy them or it's leftover stock, right?
Oh,
But it's not what's trending. So what we really do is try to help you stay modern and relevant. I do the work so you don't have to. You
mm.
can look down, we give you an inventory checklist, and it's a got it and a need it. So you check your closet, then you know what you need. And underneath, say the trend pieces, we're going to give you, say, if it's a patterned layering piece. We'll tell you what is trending. So, one of the things that's trending this season is called a jardigan, and it's a combination of a jacket and a cardigan.
Interesting.
And so basically, it's a knit, kind of a knit jacket. And then I know this is one of your favorite parts of the whole planner. We link to shopping. So you click
Yes.
the little red button up in the corner and it takes you to a catalog with all kinds of different clothes that are maybe that jardigan. So what are the jardigans in all different body shapes? And so that's that. But we also have a body shape guide in there. We also have style personality in there and help you know how to accessorize and lay out pictures. And yeah, it's a great product.
Oh, I know. And so let's talk a little bit about some individual things of that product because I know you have the click link, but someone's like, oh, you might link to a product that doesn't look good on me. But you buy the product based on your color code.
Yes,
So can you talk a little about those color codes?
absolutely. So every color analysis right now is trending big time on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Everywhere you look, somebody's getting a color analysis. And it makes me giggle because I mean, I'm like one of the my one of my friends. She's like, "You're like the OG. Like you've been doing color analysis for like 40 years." I'm like,
Yes.
"Yeah." And now all these young girls are coming out like, "Yeah, I'm a pro." I'm like, "Oh my goodness, you maybe they are." But I mean, we've been doing color for years, for years. I was one of the very first color consultants in the country back in the late 80s when Color Me Beautiful came on the scene. So I
And
think
you
one of
do,
the
but you
first
do
big
more. You have two more categories than most color analysis have.
We do. We do. And what happened is we started when I was first trained, it was by the four seasons. Then they came back and said, okay, we can't just do the four seasons because we have to take, they were looking at skin and hair. We used to take everybody's hair, put it back, and didn't take their hair into consideration. Well, a few years into the system, they came back to us and said, okay, we've got a problem because we have to take hair into consideration. We can't just look at somebody's veins and go, okay, are they warm or are they cool? Because most women, what they found is they're neutral. And so you
Wow.
can't really look at somebody and go, you are a warm undertone, so you're either spring or autumn, or you're a cool and you're winter or summer. It simply doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so they came back and said, we've got to now change it to dominant color characteristics. So now there were three types of winters, three types of summers, three types. Okay, now there were 12. Well, when I was started speaking in churches, I was doing color analysis with the 12 types. And I remember a woman coming up to me I had done her color about a year prior, and she said, I just changed out my entire wardrobe. And based on what you told me a year ago, I want to make sure that you tell me the same thing. She said, I spent $5,000 on a new wardrobe. And I'm like, oh my
Oh
goodness, first of all, who
no.
does that? But oh my word. Well, the problem with the 12 season system, and I mean, there are some people who are excellent at it, but there are probably majority that aren't, right? And what happened is that if you really don't know if somebody is warm or cool, because it still took it there. It gave you a neutral aspect of it, but but if you really kind of, and this is what happened, this woman, when I looked at her, she was so borderline, soft autumn, soft summer. I mean, she could go either way. Well, a soft autumn is only going to wear peach and brown and gold jewelry. A soft
Mm.
summer is going to wear grays and silver and uh, pinks. And so if I told her one thing a year ago, and now this time I tell her the other, I mean, my credibility is down the tubes.
Right.
And so, but I knew without a doubt that she was soft. I knew that.
Hmm.
And she could use a little bit of both. So
Interesting.
whatever I said to her was the opposite of what I told her the year before. And she started crying. I'm I started
Oh
crying. Not then.
gosh.
I got in my car and I cried all the way home. I called my husband. I said, "We got to do something about this because this 12 season system isn't working."
Hmm.
And so he said, "Well, design your own." And that was in about 2006. So probably, gosh, almost, I don't know, what's that? I can't even, I don't have math, 18 years ago, I guess, at this point,
Yeah.
or is it 26? Who knows? My math, not good. My son always says, don't ever do public math.
No,
Okay, so I just messed that up. Whatever it is.
it's okay.
Oh my
I
goodness.
wasn't even thinking.
You math people right now are listening, going,
I know.
okay,
You're
okay,
talking
don't
like a
do
lady.
public math. But whatever it was, we did research on women and we tested them. And what I did is I broke apart the 12 season system, pulled the best colors of the softs from the summer, best colors from the autumn, put them in one. So
Mm,
I did that with every one of those 12 seasons and we took it down to six. But those six have great options. Most get silver and gold accessories because again, remember, it's freedom. The reason the boutiques back in the 80s and 90s hated color analysis is because our customers would go in with these swatches and say, I have to have this exact blue, when
right.
really you don't. There can be a range. If that color of that sweater in the store looks like it would fit in your swatches, then go for it. And so it's really about, giving some guidelines and then giving the freedom, right? And
Exactly.
so that's what I'm so grateful. The people, women that I train, they're so good, but they understand. So I think it's an easier system,
Hmm.
but I also think it's a more accurate system. And
Yes.
so, yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about too. You also include this in the Closet Outfit Planner, and it is a body guide, a body style guide. So the trends that are out today, you actually put those in there, and you say, but if you're this body style, you wear it this way. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So we even updated that this season. So I have four body shapes. It's called the BOD X, BODX. B is if you're gaining your belly. How creative is that? B,
Right.
belly. O is overly endowed. D is derriere. X is balanced. So based on your body shape, and we do have instructions in there for you to figure out what your body shape is. And what you do is then, how we did it this time is we grouped the tops together in one section and we give guidelines for each of the body shapes. So if you're a B, if you gain in your belly, your tops should be a V-neck. They should be a little bit longer. They should be, if you're wearing stripes, it's this. So we give guidelines for each one. So then you can actually go into your own closet and look and go, oh, no wonder this doesn't look good. This top didn't look good on me. It doesn't. I was wearing it for this body shape, and so, so that's what we do.
I think that's brilliant. It really is brilliant. And it helps you spend, I say, less money and spend your money more efficiently so that you
Absolutely.
know exactly what to buy that's going to be flattering on your body type. So I love that.
Thank you.
So there's 27 pieces in the capsule wardrobe that you create each season.
Mhm.
And I was wondering, could you give our audience like if a woman is just starting to think about this, what are the top three pieces that she needs to focus on having standard in her wardrobe?
In her wardrobe, I would say your favorite pair of jeans, whether you're wearing jeans or a denim skirt, if that's your thing. But I would say your favorite denim. I would say if we're in spring right now, it's probably a pair of white pants or off-white pants. And then I would do a dark neutral pant. So maybe if you're black or brown or right, so a dark neutral, a light neutral, and your denim. So those would be three basic bottoms. And then you want to have three basic tops. And so your three basic tops might be maybe a striped tee and a pop color tee and a white blouse. And I would get a white blouse that has some detail on it that's a little different than just a white blouse. So maybe something with eyelet, maybe something with some lace, something that really speaks to you as far as personality. And again, we link to a bunch of white different blouses, and you can look at it and go, oh, okay, I want this one, or I like that one. And then I think we all need layering pieces. And I think this is the time of year a denim jacket just works.
Mhm.
And always a blazer. I think a blazer, we all need a blazer in a neutral color that we can throw on, wear with jeans, wear with our light neutral, wear with our dark neutral. It doesn't have to be matchy matchy. It could be a pattern blazer if you wanted it to be, but I do like it in a neutral color. And then I think a lightweight sweater or a cardigan or a jardigan.
Yeah.
But everything, and if you have it in your color code. Again, these planners, we do 6 different ones, and we pick the colors that are trending that you're going to find in the boutiques. And they're colors that work on you. And so when you do that, and I don't know if you know this, Debbie, but we have a new at checkout. So if one of your listeners were to go and look at the closet outfit planner, uh, we have an unknown color code now. So when you
Oh,
go and you go, okay, which color code am I? There's an unknown, and we'll confirm your color for you.
that's wonderful. So talk about that a little bit because you have a color quiz that they
We
can
do.
take. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. So you can go take a free color quiz right at stylebycolor.com and find out what your color is. And if you're not sure what your color, if you're unsure, there are a couple options for you there to make sure that you can confirm that, because we have local consultants all across the country. We've got, we have ways to do it virtual. We have ways for you to send in photos, but we want to make sure that you are in the right color code. We don't want you kind of floating around and thinking, which one should I get? We will make sure that you're in the right one.
That's awesome. Well, I thank you so much for being with us today. I really just love everything that you're doing. And I know you even have a ministry where you help women who have been in compromising situations and help them find the style which gives them confidence to have new life and new things that they're doing. So I love what you're doing. And I thank you so much for being here today. Is there anything else you want to share or tell my audience where they can find you online?
Thank you. I go to stylebycolor.com and take the free quiz. Just go through it and have fun with that. And Debbie will put a link, I'm sure, in her show notes for
Yes,
that.
I
So
will.
click over with that. I have a great YouTube channel. I know you watch my YouTube
I
channel.
do.
Style Stories every Saturday at 11 o'clock. So Shari Style Stories it's Style by Color. But yeah, I would love to meet you all and just come and join us. We have an amazing community of women, and we're here to encourage you, to build you up, and to help you to look your best. And that's what my purpose is on this earth. And I pray that you would allow me to lead you in that direction. And one other thing I'll say, that if you're listening and you're thinking, I'd like to be one of the consultants. We have an amazing academy. So we have Christian Image Consultant Academy and the Color Code Academy, and you can find that on our website as well.
That's amazing. Well, I will link everything in the show notes, ladies, so you'll find all the links there. And thanks so much, Shari, for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Debbie.
I hope you enjoyed our conversation today. I love that Shari noticed that women didn't recognize the beauty God gave them, and she wanted to help them see it, and also to reflect on the outside, the beauty they have on the inside as well. So if you need a little help knowing what to wear and want reaching into your closet to be joyful instead of stressful, check out her website or click the link in the show notes. Here's to making the outside reflect your beautiful inside, my friend. Next week on the podcast, we talk with Donna Sella. She decided midlife to start a brand new company called Elder Care, care management for the aging. If you have aging loved ones, you'll want to listen. Care management, understanding your options with testing, or trying to care for someone you love who needs medical attention, whether near or far, are also discussed and so important to understand. All this and more in next week's episode. Thanks for tuning in today, and remember, midlife is just a brand new season to find your passion and purpose for your grand finale. Talk next week.